Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Football. As usual, I am your host Selassie Fiawe. So today I'm going to take you through what it will take to have the Ghana Premier League back in full swing. After last week I brought you a story about the GFA in talks with the government of probably starting football behind closed doors. We're going to talk about the logistics, especially with COVID-19, something we have to learn to live with, as the experts are now saying, and how Ghana football can continue or possibly end and re-continue in the summer. That's in late August. That's possibly the end of the summer, and restarts with the calendar with that of Europe. Also, we're going to look at an opinion from a doctor. He is Dr. Prince Pambo. He is of medical at the CAF, that's the Confederation of African Football. He has given a breakdown of what it means to restart the league in general and what it means for every club in Africa to start the league. He has given the cost, and if a player contracts COVID-19, he has told us what it will mean for the player and the care, the type of care the player needs. He was speaking to Joy News yesterday for sports because it has been revealed recently, but part of the stimulus package that is going to small and medium scale enterprises, the clubs of football or sports has not been included in that package. I'll be breaking it all down to you today. As usual, if you're new to the channel, I advise you to subscribe to the channel and to click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we all know in other countries, especially in the United Kingdom, sports and football in general forms an integral part of the growing economy. We all know how much sports contributes to the economy in the United Kingdom. That's a lot. And in Africa here, or in Ghana here, which I can speak to, sports is really one of the most things that are really relegated to the bottom, especially when talking about the budget. And many sports journalists and club owners have really talked about that so strongly. Government support for the clubs, not the national team, because they get a lot of support. Government support for the clubs is not something that has been forthcoming historically. And with COVID-19, the support from government has really been something that the clubs have been calling for. The GFA has had a meeting with government on how they can support the clubs, but money from FIFA to its 214 member nations has helped to ease that burden of some sort in a way, and the Ghana Football Association are using that money to iron out a few things they need ironing out following the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused a halt to all footballing activities here in Ghana. In Ghana, football is the dominating sport here, and most of the clubs in the country make a lot of money from gate proceeds. That is the main source of revenue for most of the clubs in Ghana. But unfortunately, the GFA, in their proposal to the government, have decided that due to the COVID-19 and what it means, it will mean that crowds cannot gather at a place, and it will mean that that aspect that provides a lot of clubs with a lot of revenue will be relegated to the background. The clubs will not be able to make money from gate proceeds because it will be played behind closed doors. That is the proposal pending government approval. Now, there is the issue of COVID-19, as I said. Now, COVID-19, it has been revealed by Dr. Prince Pambo on Joy News, can cause a detrimental effect to players who contract the virus. He was quick to say that players who contract the virus could possibly have problems and develop cardiac arrest in the course of their playing career. It could mean the end of the road for some players. So there is a sort of care that players who have contracted the virus will be entitled to. So here is the case: prevention is better than anything else in the end for the players. That is, we've heard of many players getting the virus and recovering. Whether this will be the case for them, I don't know, but time will tell. Now, he went on to also state categorically what it will mean to bring back football for every club in Africa. Now, he said it will cost a minimum of $150 per player for a comprehensive medical assessment, which is a requirement by CAF for all leagues that want to resume. This means 4,500 per club and $81,000 for 18 Ghana Premier League clubs. Yeah, so $4,500 per club will have to submit that money, and that will give the comprehensive care that will be needed for the clubs to resume football. This is from CAF. Let's have a listen to Dr. Prince Pambo on the effect of COVID-19 on players who have contracted it as well. Hear it from the horse's own mouth.
See players sitting on the bench, social distancing. Then they go on the pitch and they can hug. I mean, who are we tricking here? You know what I mean? So it's impossible. So if you are taking such decisions, you should know the decisions you are taking and go in for it head on. So you have to quarantine your players. You have to do like weekly testing, get results. And you see, before you will even want to do that, what we have proposed from the point of CAF is that you have to do what we call a comprehensive pre-competition medical assessment. Okay. Mind you, these players have been out of sport for over 2 months. And you see, this is not even a normal break. And Oliver will tell you, when the players come home from major seasons and are home, I mean, they have time to go to the gyms, they have time to play some games, they train here and there. So by the time the league even wants to start, they go for a 2-week preseason and they are on. But in this particular instance, they are home and they are home. The players are not able to train well. They are not able to do anything. And research, scientific research has come out to prove and confirm that when players, any player who has contracted COVID-19 and gotten treated, that player stands a higher risk of suffering a cardiac arrest during play. So we, the medics in football or in sports, have now turned our light on the pre-competition medical assessment you have to do before allowing these players to play. Okay. And I believe every player, every sports person listening to me now, it is your right to demand that comprehensive medicals be done for you before putting you on that pitch to go and play.
Yeah, so you heard it there from Dr. Prince Pambo. He says players that contract the virus could possibly have a cardiac arrest. That could mean that players who contract the virus might have to put an end to their career. This is really not something that has to be taken lightly. To bring football back, we have to ensure that it is completely safe, 100% safe in all respects. We can't be risking players' lives for our entertainment or amusement. Besides, behind closed doors will not bring anyone as much revenue as it would be. Money will still be spent in maintenance of the field and the grass in most of the match venues, but money will not be recouped in terms of gate proceeds, and that is a big worry for most of the clubs. Most of the clubs depend on gate proceeds for most of their revenue. So the cost of the Ghana Premier League returning is approximately $81,000. That is for 18 Premier League clubs. We haven't spoken about the Division 1 clubs, the Women's League clubs, whether they will have to cancel their league in totality until a vaccine for COVID-19 is brought. That's another discussion for another day. But this is what it will cost the clubs to bring back football, to resume the league. If not, it would mean that we will have to wait until there is a cure or there is a vaccine for this pandemic. COVID-19 has caused a great deal of issues revenue-wise for everyone across the globe, people losing their jobs and all that, and everything being brought to a standstill. Cancellation of tournaments, the AFCON 2021 has been shifted to 2022 in Cameroon. Even with that, preparations are being halted by these lockdowns that are enforced to stop the spread of the virus. Yes, this virus is really causing a huge problem, and we will have to learn to live with it. The chairmans have taken the lead, and we will have to find a way to live with it. We are currently in a situation where there's a ban on social gatherings here in Ghana. Whether those gatherings and ban will be eased starting from next month, it will be up to the President of the Republic to decide based on information provided for him. But the Ghana Premier League, it looks like it's up to them in the end. Can they cough up this $81,000 for all 18 clubs to give to CAF to do the necessary test and examination to ensure 100% player safety before they get onto the pitch to play. Social distancing is one of the key measures that help prevent the spread. It cannot be practiced in a game of football. So what can the clubs do? What would you advise your club to do? Should they come back onto the pitch to play? Should they come on even if the spread is still there? Can the Ghana Premier League assure them of this $81,000 to help all the clubs be able to play safely? Your thoughts in your comments box on this. I've been talking to you about what it will mean or how the Ghana Premier League can resume and when it can do that. As at now, the FA are waiting for response from the government. They are proposing a behind the closed doors resumption of the league. Cancellation possibly is not on the cards for them, but would you want it to cancel? Would you want it to resume when it is extremely safe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day.